Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us this evening. It gives me immense pleasure and joy to be sharing this milestone moment with you. The conclusion of the first season of the Nagaland Super League. What began as a vision has become a reality where we have given platform to young footballers to pursue their career in football as a professional. It has been an immense success. We have seen the growth of football, the outlook of football in our state is very different because of NSL. And then we have seen lots of increase in fan bases also, in franchises also, in terms of support. It's all because of our continuous support. I want to thank all the media, the partner, the franchisees, and most important of all, the players and coaches who have supported the NSL on and off the field and given the first NSL season a tremendous success. We have achieved a very great height, and we are looking forward that we'll set new heights, will develop more grassroots level of football, and we are looking forward to building our league more stronger, bigger, and brighter. That is the second NSL season. With these few words, I once again welcome you to this press conference. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Santui. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Nico Sendose, President of the Nagaland Football Association and member of the NSL governing body, to share a few words.
Good evening. First of all, I give all glory to Almighty God for what we have achieved, and I extend a warm welcome to all the media friends. Nagaland is moving forward by supporting from everybody, especially from our state government. This time we received an award for investing for the games. We are grateful to our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Purio, for all our support, not only giving the moral support, financial, giving the infrastructure so that we can move forward. And we also would like to thank our Nagaland Olympic Association led by Sir Abu Metha. We have seen what we have achieved for Nagaland Super League 2025. And even Youth Resources Department, I would like to acknowledge them for giving all the infrastructure, logistics support, everything. And with all the media support and the football fan and the lovers, especially to the club owners, they all came forward and make it what we have achieved today. Especially, we got awards for the Super League also. What I would like to make a clear mention is our state government is pro sports and our chief minister is a pro youth. That's why he invested so much. We present our state plan in All India Football Federation executive meeting and in the general meeting also. How our government is investing in sports. Though we are a very small state, our state is really giving focus on the youth because they know through sports we can bring peace, through sports our economy also can be developed. In that way, our honorable chief has given so much to the sports, and today what he has done, All India Football Federation, our great nation, has acknowledged by giving this special award to our state. So we are dedicating to the whole of Naga people, especially to the lover of footballs and players. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to you.
Now I'd like to call upon Mr. Abu Metha, Secretary General of the Nagaland Olympic Association, Vice President of the Federation of India, and member of the NSL governing body, to kindly address us.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kaki. Thank you everybody for being here. First and foremost, thank you very much my friends from the media for coming and joining us for this final whistle, the closing press conference of the Nagaland Super League 2024-25. You've just seen a short report and summary of the league which we played on the screen. That report will be available to you on your phones and on our social media handles. Our team will share it with you. To begin with, I must place on record the fact that the NSL 24-25 was an overwhelming success. And to be honest, we were also overwhelmed and taken by surprise because the level of success, the level of response, and the support we got from all sections was beyond our expectation. And I take this opportunity on behalf of the Nagaland Olympic Association, the sports fraternity, to congratulate the football family, the Nagaland Football Association, the Department of Sports and the state government for winning the All India Football Federation Special Award for New Project. As the President of the NFA and Executive Member of the All India Football Federation, my good friend Mr. Nibu Sekose had highlighted, the victory is a victory not only for the NSL, but for the entire ecosystem of football in Nagaland and for the entire ecosystem for sport in Nagaland. You're aware that the NSL was only in its first edition, yet it got national recognition, and this national award is not an award only for football, but it belongs to entire Nagaland. Because football in Nagaland, the NSL, and this beautiful game, every Naga citizen is a stakeholder in our common and collective aspiration. The NSL was a success first and foremost because of the fans. Without the fans, football cannot rise. And the amount of support and response we got for the fans, as you all have seen, was overwhelming. We want to say a big thank you to every football fan across the state. People who joined us physically in the stadiums, people who joined us on our digital platforms, and people who followed and cooperated with us in our social media handles. You're aware, as the report highlighted, the response we got on our digital platforms, the broadcasting platforms, was above expectation. We had millions of views, millions of impressions. The final match saw a record 53,000 live audience and views crossed 5 lakhs. More than 7 million impressions on Facebook. And the amount of following we had was never really expected. But as I said, this is because the fans responded to us. The NSL was successful because hundreds of people worked for months and weeks behind the scenes, day and night. We faced many challenges. The planning itself was a challenge. And to start a new league, given the challenges that we have, and the two main challenges in Nagaland, as we all know, in the Northeast, are resources and infrastructure. Limited resources, limited infrastructure. That made us plan the NSL in a manner that accommodates everybody, especially supporting the NSL franchisees. We've zeroed in on 2 venues, one at Kohima and one at Chumukedima, made it into home and away grounds. There were 7 teams, and we designed a league that was just above 2 months. Keeping all these challenges in mind, especially the fact that the cost of the league will shoot up if we expand the scope of the league to more venues, traveling time in between matches, the regulations that are required for match days and rest days. All this controlled our scope to making it into 2 grounds. Kohima had fantastic response, but Chumukedima was overwhelming. I take this opportunity also to congratulate every franchisee, especially the 2 teams which made it to the finals, Barak and Longtrop. Special congratulations to Barak. I personally feel that it was well deserved for Barak, considering the fact that they put in so much effort. They are also the most senior football club in the state. They had some of the best players, and the football they played was beautiful. So I think personally, at the end of the day, the best team won. Not only in the playoffs, but they also emerged as the most consistent and the best performing team in the league stage. We were required to play the playoffs because the All India Football Federation requires a league to be recognized for each team to play a minimum number of matches. Since we had only 7 franchises in the first edition, they were not reaching the regulation of the number of matches each team is to play for the league to be recognized. That's when the idea of the playoffs came. It was well received by everybody. It was well received by the All India Football Federation, and it increased the excitement level of the league. Also, you would have noticed that many other leagues, including the I-League and the ISL, are following the same formula of the playoffs. As the report highlighted, we had more than 60,000 people attend the matches in the 2 venues. That itself is a record for sport in Nagaland. Another new venture we took up was, for the first time in a sporting movement, we introduced digital and online ticketing system. There were apprehensions before we started, but I must congratulate ahibi.com, who partnered with us and made it successful. We feel that if you go the digital way, it's the best way for revenue generation, it's the best way for transparency, and it gives us scope to expand in future. It also gives access to fans across the state to get tickets, to get entries, and to get admissions into the football stadiums. The other things which we did was we gave a lot of importance and emphasis on media, and all platforms of media: traditional media, mainstream media, digital media, social media, and even satellite television. You're aware that we are the only league in the country, the state league, to have a weekly show on satellite television. We had a partnership with Any Live, and our Extra Time show, which was a weekly show done for the first time, received overwhelming response. And the best part of it is the entire production was done by our local entrepreneurs, our local digital media personalities, and all in-house, done by our media team. We've also done documentation in an extensive manner. You would have seen the guidebook that came out before the league was kicked off. We'll be having a coffee table book that comes out. We'll be having a sponsorship report. We'll be having a summary report, which you saw on the screen just now. And we're also the first time we've come up with a documentary series. The first episode of the documentary series was released on the day of the NSL Awards night, and the next episode will be launched very soon. Why we're doing this is we're documenting the entire movement of the league, not only for now, but also for future generations. It's important that we document everything in all its forms, as I said, print, digital, and in film also. Our total employment created, as per our report, conservatively and all on official documentation, is 612 jobs were created during the NSL. As the report said, 203 players, Kaki? 203 players got opportunity to professionally play football, got paid according to the guidelines of the Football League, and for the first time, a professional league has successfully taken off in Nagaland. And I must say, at least in the Northeast, we've emerged as one of the best professional sports leagues, not only in football, but sports leagues across all different sports disciplines. We had more than 1 crore rupees of prize money, to be precise, 11.643 million rupees in prize money. And our social media impressions, as I said, was over 60 million. Our ticket sales brought in revenue of about 60 lakh rupees. Total goals scored were 144. Physical tickets sold were about 30,000, and total matches of 45. I have a lot to report on, but we'll make this report available to you, and we'll also make the video available to you. There are also some special initiatives we undertook. For example, the fan zone. We expanded the scope of football into entrepreneurship and employment generation, because sport is not only about playing football on the ground, but there's an industry that revolves around sport. And till now, we feel that Nagaland has not tapped into the entrepreneurial and the business aspects of sport, and to expand sport beyond the playing field, so that sports industry expands and contributes to the creative economy of the state. The fan zone gave opportunity to various verticals, be it in merchandise, be it in food and beverages, be it in music, be it in entertainment. So it expanded a new scope, and it also gave a new experience to fans. Many of us who follow football internationally, be it Premier Leagues, be it international football. If you look closely at how international football and professional football is conducted in different parts of the world, football is not only about 90 minutes of play that takes place in the turf. In fact, football is a 6 to 7 hour experience, which we tried to introduce this time. So fans came in, spent time at the fan zone, they had entertainment for them going, they watched the football. Football also had a mix of football and entertainment. We had musicians, artists, and people from the entertainment industry become part of the ecosystem, which expanded the scope, which created economy, which created jobs. Another aspect which we did, most importantly, and which we've been emphasizing on since the beginning of the league, is grassroots development and junior development. It was mandatory for every franchisee to have a minimum of 6 under 20 players in a squad of 30. This was mandatory. And it was also mandatory that every team has a starting 11 of at least 2 under 20 players in a starting 11. Our aim was to give opportunity to youngsters, to grassroots development. At the same time, it was also our aim to bring the best of football to our own backyard. We wanted our footballers to get national level standard football in our own backyard. That's why we opened up the league for each franchisee to have guest players. Each franchisee was allowed 6 guest players, but they can play only 3 on the turf at a given time. So it was a mix of developing grassroots and also bringing the best talent and best level of football from outside the state. Talking about grassroots development, we also are coming up, as we had announced earlier, the NSL scholarship, which I will dwell on a little later. But before that, the NSL also had a very interesting program that was our outreach program. We had partnership and outreach with educational institutions, with colleges, with school kids. On most match days, we brought school kids from different schools in and around the stadiums in and around Kohima and Dimapur, gave them an NSL experience, made them meet NSL players, made them visit the different infrastructures, entered the locker rooms, met some of their favorite players, had photo sessions, entered the ground, and got a feel of what it is like to be part of a professional league. These kids will get inspired to play football because football gives opportunity in an equal playing field for everybody. Our aim is to promote the Olympic spirit, the Olympic message, and that is to create a platform for people from all walks of life, irrespective of what background they belong to come and participate in sport, not only in a professional level, but to ensure that sport gives them a chance to blossom, to flower, and to reach out towards their aspirations and their aims. We want to give sport an opportunity to youngsters so that they can enjoy and develop their personality and character, because sport strengthens character. That's what we believe. The NSL proved one thing. The NSL proved one thing is that sport has the power to unify. Once the NSL was going, we had thousands of people following us on social media, on our broadcasts, and also at the grounds. It brought Nagaland together. There was no Angami, Au, Sema, Lota once the football started. It was all about the football. It was all about the NSL. Our aim to unify Nagaland through football, I think, was largely achieved. And youngsters, those footballers, understood when we spoke to them, because we had sessions with every team. When we spoke to them, we told them that each and every footballer is an ambassador to unify Nagaland. And that we did. And the motto of the NSL was, "Together we soar." The motto of the Nagaland Olympic Association is "Stronger Together." The Nagaland Olympic Association, the NSL, and the NFA has a common and collective aspiration to strengthen unity, to strengthen oneness under the Olympic spirit and using this platform of sport. Another important aspect I want to highlight before we come to next season's plans and ambitions, as I said earlier, are the NSL scholarships. The NSL selection board, the jury board have come up with a team of best players of under 20 who played in NSL. We have tied up with the Inspire Institute of Sport, under JSW Foundation in Bangalore. And this selected team will undergo a short coaching camp in Nagaland, a preparatory coaching camp, and then they will go and spend time at the Inspire Institute of Sport, India's best sports academy that is producing Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, and World Olympic champions. Athletes like Neeraj Chopra are also products of Inspire Institute of Sports. Our under-20 team will go and spend time at Inspire Institute of Sports. They will get the best ecosystems, the coaches, sports medicine, sports science, and they will train with FC Bangalore, and the international team of FC Bangalore coaches and support staff will spend time with our team. They will play matches there, and they will get this exclusive scholarship which is being funded by the NSL. So these are some highlights I wanted to share with you, and many more, but I think for now my opening remarks will end there. Kaki, you can take the press conference forward. If there are questions, I think we can start taking the questions.
Sure. Hi, good evening. My name is Bilal. I'm from Nagaland Post. My question is regarding the apprehension that the prizes to the winning team has not been given to them. So can you, if anyone can kindly inform us whether the prizes has been given, and if not, or why was it being delayed?
I'll answer that. Thanks, Ben, for that question. I was expecting that, but I think we've already given a statement on this some time back. We had the NSL Awards night, after which we started giving the prizes. But let me make it very clear, because the ecosystem of sport and league is very new to us. You must understand the fact that these type of leagues, these type of tournaments, even contracts, take time for payments to come true. In fact, some of the leagues around the world take months for prizes to come true. You can do your research, that's one thing. But I'll not justify it with that. We have given our prizes to all the individual members, individual award winners already, to each and every one. And every prize has been done through a bank transaction. Every man of the match prize from day one when we started distributing was done through bank transactions. There was no cash transactions, and the transactions went straight to the accounts which they submitted. For example, when somebody won a man of the match, it was mandatory for the franchisee owner of that team to fill out a form, give the bank details, submit it to the finance team, after which we transferred amounts. This has been taking place from day one till the finals, as far as the man of the match is concerned. You are also aware that according to the guidelines of the franchisees and the NSL, there are cash penalties for yellow cards and red cards. And it is also mandatory for the franchisees to make the payment of these cash penalties before their next match. Many of the teams could not fulfill these norms, but we went ahead with matches. Even now, some of the teams have not paid the mandatory match penalties which they are supposed to pay. That's one, but we've relaxed the rules for that. The second aspect is that when the NSL was designed and formulated, and we had meetings with all the franchisees and all the stakeholders, we came up with a set of regulations. The aim is to promote the footballer, to protect the footballer, and to promote football. That is why we designed the entire rules and regulations around promoting and protecting the footballer. We made it compulsory that each franchisee must have a personal contract with each player. A contract that is vetted by the NFA and that is as per the norms of the All India Football Federation. The contract also specifically has to state what is the fee you are paying the player. We also made base fees. For example, an under 20 player, the minimum base fee was 20,000 per month. 20,000 per month, and there was no upper limit. So this is because we wanted under 20 players also to get their fair share of income. We are to make it into a professional league. That is why we also expect that being a professional league is not only about footballers earning money. Professionalism has to come from the organizing committee. Professionalism has to come from the officials and umpires, and most importantly, the clubs and the franchisees. Only then the ecosystem of entire professionalism can take place. We know it's the first time, we know everybody faced challenges, but we stuck to the regulations so that we don't bend the rules in favor of anybody. That's why we said that every contract that you sign with the player, every salary that you pay to the player, that report and the transaction proof has to be given to the organizing committee for every month. Only then you are cleared to move on to the next month. But many of the franchisees could not present this documentation in time, except for a few who submitted accordingly monthly. And we also made it clear from the beginning that prize money will be given based on you fulfilling your compliances, sticking to the regulations. Only then prize money will be cleared. And in the first place, we also assured all the franchisees that we'll be giving you support in the form of tickets. So before the NSL started, all the franchisees were given tickets worth 5 lakh each without any payment, and whatever they generated from that 5 lakhs belonged to them. So we gave back to them their investment of at least 5 lakh through tickets, which was their money, their revenue, which did not have to be submitted to us. So in that context, as Ben said, whichever club submitted their compliances and their regulations, which they have agreed to and signed contracts, all the prize money has been cleared. Those who have not submitted, they will have to comply. That's the rule of the NFA, that's the regulation of the All India Football Federation. And also, if they don't do the compliances, their registration also will come up for discussion at the All India Football Federation. So we are trying to protect the clubs in this. Secondly, we want to make sure that the players are paid. Only after we get the proof that the players are paid, they'll get their prize money. So I think that's pretty clear on that, Ben.
What should the fans expect next season on NSL 2? Should we expect a bigger arena?
As far as
an expansion of the pool?
Players, franchises, you mean? Yeah.
Sorry, sir. Imkong here, the Moral Express.
Imkong, yeah. Thanks, Imkong, for that question. And I'm sure a lot of people want to know this, especially not only here, but through our friends from the media across the state. NSL 1 was just the first edition. I would say in many areas we were testing the waters, we were experimenting, and we were trying to build a brand. For any venture to succeed financially and to be sustainable, we have to build a brand first. Year 1 was all about investing in building the brand, increasing visibility. So I think we've achieved a lot on that front. It's not perfect, nothing is perfect, it's always a work in progress. There will be mistakes, there will be lessons to learn, and it's always a work in progress. But yes, the process for the next season will start after the summer break. There's a process of opening up the league for new franchisees to apply. There's a process for continuation of the present franchisees if they meet the compliances and the regulations. So that process will be opened up through public advertisements, through stakeholder meetings, through our district football associations. So that process will start. Having said that, we are already getting a lot of interest from investors, from sports lovers, from other club owners that they're keen to join, having seen the first league. But we hope that next year will be bigger, better as far as the football is concerned. We are also hopeful that the prize money will increase. We are hopeful that there will be more teams, and we are hopeful that we can expand the scope of the league. When I say expand the scope, more matches, longer duration. But all that also comes with challenges of more expenses, more resources, requirement for more infrastructure. And coming to your question, again, a lot of people asking us very pertinent about the size of the stadium. I think we're all aware that the Honorable Chief Minister on the closing day said that the government will work on expanding the size of the capacity, the galleries. So we're confident that the government will take that up, the department will take that up. Definitely, we are not in a position to speak on that. But I have been informed, I can tell you quite clearly, that the department has already done its surveys and its studies for inclusion of more galleries, expansion of that stadium. Otherwise, also that stadium is still a work in progress and there's a lot of work to be done. That's one. Also, we are looking at other venues. But again, it will all come down to the dynamics of teams, districts, resources, and logistics. But definitely, with everybody's support, I'm sure NSL2 will be bigger. We are confident with the support of people.
Hi, my name is Kumbito from Nagaland News Network. When we talk about football, the much needed thing was a proper league in our state, and then Nagaland Super League came out. So, taking this opportunity, if I may ask, the brainchild of Nagaland Super League, is it the NFA, NOA, or the Youth Resource Department?
Can you just, the
Brainchild.
it belongs to the people. I mean, there's been a lot of demand and hope that Nagaland will have a Super League. So, and I must place on record here, honestly, my colleagues are here, President is here, Chairman is here. We were also pressured by the Honorable Chief Minister that we must start a league soon. In fact, he's been on us for quite some time, but we needed to strategize. We just couldn't, and we've had not very good experience in the past. We all know that. So we wanted to ensure that we put the right strategies in place, the right frame of mind, the right game plan in place so that we come up with a successful league. We took some time in doing that. In fact, a few months we've been in the planning process, and we finally came up with a blueprint. And the brainchild, it's not rocket science also. Nah? Others has been doing it, and I think the teams worked very hard behind that. There's no particular one person, it is a brainchild. And Chief Minister pushed us, Football Association and Olympic Association worked very closely. We strategized, we made a game plan, but it belongs to the people. The winner is the people. Any more questions? I don't know, one smile, I have a question to you.
Just to supplement Sir Abu Metha, as per the Nagaland Super League rules, para number 5, B, all the payments to the players have to be submitted to the governing body. And regarding the second point, league for second season, it may start this year. We were planning to start last year by October, but however, due to many technical issues, we could not start in time. So we started only coinciding with the Dr. Kyo 107th anniversary, we started with it one. But to be in line with only the Football Federation I-League, we were a bit late this time. So we are planning to start this year at the end of this year, so by January we finish our league, and by March, April will be in the I-League, the champion will be. So that is our planning, and this year we have done many things good, and we have already convinced all the Football Federation, League Committee, Competition Committee that we can do it. So what we have requested only the Football Federation is not only one thing. This we are making a history to enter to the Indian League. So we are requesting them to at least take 3 teams, if possible. So we are working on that line. So how far they will agree to our position, but we are planning this one. So Northeast League also on the pipeline. Recently we have a meeting. So if first team cannot, go, so the other team we can go for the Northeast League also. That is on the pipeline. And coming to the bench challenge is Naga people have worked out on this line. We were working long before all this. So togetherly we have worked out in this line. So I could say that our government is behind everything. Somebody will take the name, but somebody is working behind all also. The achievement is belong to others.
I'll just add to that. Nakovo could type Puidishe. So I think I have to emphasize on it, talking about NSL2. Yeah, so as I said earlier, we are going to open up the process, and we hope that because this league was 24-25, as you all know, the next one will be 25-26. So the NSL2 will start this year. Also, if you remember, on the closing night, Chief Minister's speech said, Nagaland will host an international football tournament. So we are also preparing for that, and we look forward to your support, your participation, and again the participation for everybody. I must place on record, on behalf of the football fraternity, the effort that Mr. Sekose and Mr. Benya are making with the All India Football Federation, because the state league winner is pushed through to qualify for the I-League. But given the standard of the league that we organized, the appreciation we received from the All India Football Federation, because the president was there for the opening day, the secretary general was there for the closing day, and in between we had a lot of federation officials visit us, not only from football but also from the Olympic community, and the positive reports have gone to the center. So they have been pushing that at least 2 or 3 Nagaland state teams should be allowed to play in the I-League. So that process is there. But one thing is for sure, our winners are going to play in the I-League. That also changes the dynamics of football a lot. The NSL has opened the doors for our players to now play in the highest level. Anything is possible in sport. If today they are playing for a Barak FC and Barak FC performs at the I-League, there's no reason why our best players can get spotted and play for national and international teams. There's no reason why we can get there. I think there's tremendous potential for football in Nagaland. There's what cricket is in the mainland, football is here in Nagaland and the Northeast. I personally feel that if India is to rise as a power in football, the pulse of that heartbeat will be from the Northeast. I feel that if India is to rise in football, it will start from the Northeast. And I think even in the Northeast, we Nagas can do much better than others. It was how the first year, but we've all seen how well it gone off. I think in the next few years, there's so much of excitement, there's so much of potential. And moreover, one of the underlying aspects, as I said earlier, of this NSL was the unity of the Naga people. I mean, we must accept the fact that if we are united, anything can be achieved. And sport is one of the best platforms to create that unity, to generate that strength of oneness. Kaki, if there are no more questions, I think you have?
If you have no more questions, on behalf of the Nagaland Super League, I sincerely thank each and every one of you for attending the press conference. Your presence, support, and coverage have played a vital role in the success of our inaugural season. We invite everyone to stay back for the refreshments arranged for you. I also request the special invitees, members of the NSL organization team and the NFA members to please proceed to the Nagaland Clubhouse for a follow-up meeting. Thank you again once, everyone, and we look forward to your continued support in Season 2 and beyond. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.